That was pretty horrible. Okay, this is what it would look like if I followed all 3 cues that I'm still hearing all over the place about the kick serve that were wrong when I played and are still wrong now. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to fix the 3 things that, yeah, will really hurt your kick serve. It starts with a toss. And I've seen that a ton of times. I've heard that a ton of times. You have to toss the ball behind you. In tennis, if you're a little newer, the net is in front of you, and if you really have no idea what's going on, tossing the ball behind you would mean this, towards the fence. So that definitely is wrong. But what about the tossing the ball behind us now if we know that behind means to the left for a right-hander? Tossing to the left is correct, but you have to be precise, and that is one of the things that I don't hear enough. So people end up with tosses that are way, way over to the left. And you're just not going to produce a good serve, let alone a kick serve, if your body is basically concerned with just maintaining balance. So where really should your kick serve toss be? So an ideal toss for the kick serve is one that, yes, goes to the left and comes down just on your left shoulder in front of it towards the net. Yes, do you see the pros tossing more extremely? Yes, but very few pros are watching this video. This video is not for pros. This is just for regular you and me people that do not train 8 hours a day and have phenomenal core and lower back strength. One thing that you definitely want to avoid is the J hook. Yes, Roger Federer does it, but Roger is Roger. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to turn, and you see here how I'm breaking the plane of the baseline. That will for sure help me have a very inconsistent toss. You still want to bring your toss arm up facing towards the net post or the doubles alley. And again, this is enough. Doesn't have to be any more extreme to the left. Where do you get the energy from to produce the spin, the rolling over the ball, the forward rotation? Well, back in the day, and this is 35 years ago, technology was not as evolved that we had tapes that show 2,000 frames per second. And the human eye might have concluded that arching the lower back here, that is where the energy comes from. It could not be wronger. It could not be wronger. One of the cues that I still hear is you have to arch your back, which probably is combined with the wrong toss, the only way that you can actually make contact with the ball. But you definitely do not want to, well, can't even do it, do that, because that just sets you up for injury and all kinds of bad things. On all serves, you want to get your energy by loading down and back. Your entire body turns more. Looking at it from the back, you see the line here on my shorts, and you want to see this go down and back. And I want to try even more so on the kick serve to stay side on as long as possible. And I will show you Dominic Thiem serve a flat serve and a kick serve. You barely see the difference in how he's positioned with his entire body when it's in real speed. However, when you see it slowed down and broken down in steps, you do see the difference. Would you be able to tell which serve is the flat serve and which serve is the kick serve? In the beginning, toss release, absolutely identical. But if we then continue to move up in frames here, you do start to see the difference. Very first cue here is that the ball toss is already a little bit further to the left. In the cocking position, it becomes a little clearer which serve is what. You clearly see that the ball toss is to the left, and you still see Dominic Thiem being turned side on a lot more. So we do see how his pocket and his right shoulder is completely lined up with us, whereas here he's already turned ever so slightly. Accelerating up, still more side on, already a little bit more turned open. However, in both, he's leading with the edge of the racket. but now at contact point, we do see the difference. So this here is the flat serve, and you see how the tip of the racket points to an 11, maybe even a 10-30 position. And then if we look at the follow through, right here, he is continuing to follow through to the left. Maybe not quite as distinctly as here, but certainly not to the right, which will bring us to the next cue. The next wrong cue that I still hear is you have to finish to your right. You will not necessarily come across your hips as much and tuck in here by your hips. You will finish a little bit more straight here towards your belly button. Your hand will be in front of the belly button. Your hand will never go past your right hip. So that's more volleyball. So one way to work on staying sideways is just cross your arms with the racket, fine, or without the racket, and you're loading down and back, and you're trying to accelerate up. So you're coming down and back here, dip, and up. I know it looks kind of weird, but your entire chest should still be facing the camera right now or the side fence. So again, I'm loading down and back, and I'm accelerating up, but I'm not doing this. To get the feel for a better toss that is not too far over, where you're not arching your back, start in short court. Choke up on the racket, and what you want to work on is staying sideways. So I'm pointing to you right now, and all I'm working on is the rolling over the ball, because at contact point, your racket actually, the tip, looks to an 11 o'clock position, as opposed to a slice serve or a flat serve where it looks straight up into the air. Trying to stay side on as long as possible and working on leading with the edge of the racket as usual, but my racket tip is slightly offset to an 11, and you're rolling over and forward. You're not brushing parallel to the baseline. If you want to get into all the details and learn a kick serve correctly from the ground up, check out this video.